So if this so if the students want to learn more, for example, as a teacher, we only can teach 1 to 2 hours with the same person every day. But with the technology, they can learn more than that. They can ask everything, and there's no limitation. So I feel threatened by yeah, especially artificial intelligence, where they can give anything the pupil needs. And yeah, that's what I feel. So I feel threatened, and that's why I switched my career now.
Okay, so it's one of the examples that has been mentioned by our friends Tamara here when she is as a teacher that spent many years, yeah, to learn about how to teach, how to give the kind of knowledges to her students regarding to the English language. But right now, suddenly people trying to be shift, yeah, to the several technologies like AI, is like the applications. Yeah, I also ever hear one of the applications like AI tutor, yeah, that can teach you and get some conversation with you to study English and others. Yeah, so it's one of the example that has been mentioned by our friends Tamara. Anyone one trying to answer Stu? Okay, your natural habit. I see you raise your hand. Time is yours.
Um, I think that before I'm going to talk about my background, I think my background is about languages. I'm especially on the Chinese and Bahasa Indonesian as a translator. Um, I feel like this thing is very easy to know that being translator or interpreter, I think that um, we are deeply like invested a lot in our craft, which is this is the max of the rise of AI feel very personal to me. It's not just about professional thing, but a lot of people like in language services sometimes feel like AI, especially the translating AI, could really easily, even in millisecond, translate from word to words. Honestly, I feel really threatened about this thing because as a person who really uh, contribute a lot when it comes to meeting portion or even other part, we feel like AI really threaten us. But it somehow, if you feel like you're actually skilled and you know that what you risk losing is actually not sometime. But as a translator, we know that AI knows a lot about the languages, especially like the words things. But thing that I know that AI doesn't really know as a me personally as translator is actually the nuance, the cultures, and then defining silently. I think that exactly what happens to me as a translator, mostly in Chinese and Indonesia, that we know that even right now there's a lot of AI that surrounding by us. So yeah, that's actually my answer.
Wow, that's interesting. There are two persons that related with the language has spoken regarding to how AI can yeah, can influence uh, their customer in the situations, while it's like Tamara, she has her students, and also maybe Mr. What's your natural habit also has the customer or the colleagues, yeah, that has a problem with the Chinese language. But one of the value propositions of him, yeah, cultures, that sometimes the AI cannot 100% translate all of them. So it's the reasons that it still have the value that the AI cannot do as the uh, artificial intelligence. Anyone want to give your ideas to regarding to uh, yeah, these questions? Maybe Akmal, Bobby, Dila. or Maratua, perhaps. Want to say something?
Uh, Hello, Mr. Marshine. I'm
Okay,
just
Bobby.
joining. Yes, thank you. Uh,
Oh, sorry, Bobby. Want to speak
uh,
up?
yeah, sorry. I'm still on mute. I'm just joining actually, sir. So just give me a second. I will think my
Okay.
answer first. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, no worries. If you still need the time regarding to these questions, because we are studying together. Akmal, last time I saw you, raise your hands. Maybe is there any statement from you? Time is yours.
Thank you for the time. I want to give my opinion about your idea. uh, I'm not feeling trained by artificial intelligence because maybe we can say AI. Maybe AI give us only information, but we need practice on the field. In agriculture, maybe you need to you need to know how the plant grow, and then how we can cure the plant when they get apa, sorry, penyakit tanaman. Maybe you can translate.
Okay.
So
Can
we need
continue.
to mix the about the information from AI and then our knowledge in on the field.
Okay.
Is that
So,
what I say?
okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's what happens today in the reality. Yeah, theory isn't a guarantee. Yeah, to be implemented in the several sectors. It's like one of them that has been mentioned by our friends, Mr. Akmal. Yeah, it says if yeah, we can get the informations in AI, but to practice on the field, yeah, so of course it'll be extremely different. Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting, kind of the thing that AI cannot do in these circumstances. Okay, Dila, I see you raise your hand too.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna. So actually, my background is also the same as Miss Tamara before, but I'm just like fresh graduate from English education. But I think the thing that I want to add is that, of course, it's quite a threatened for our job being replaced by an AI because there are a lot of knowledge and we can learn English from them. But as an English teacher, especially for a young learner, I think for now, for English teacher for a young learner cannot be replaced by an AI. I mean, just now because we need to be like a caregiver to our students, and then sometimes when it comes to like, for example, junior high school or senior high schools, we need to be a motivator, and then we got like lots of students that have like various personalities, and I think teaching is also like um it's not a repetitive one because I mean like with a different student personality, we need to assess first, and then the level of the students, and then they have different like backgrounds, family backgrounds, and things like that that we have to deal with that probably AI cannot like do that. I mean now, as a fresh graduate, actually, I have like two options at first, being an English teacher or being my friend is being a customer service. But I cannot really type fast, and now I think customer service. There are a lot of customer service that already like replaced by an AI. So I think that's my point. Thank you.
Okay, well, yeah, this is really interesting assessment. Yeah, kind of the thing that sometimes we need to teach the students based on their needs. It's like the level category is like their needs as the professional and many things. Yeah, sometimes that the teacher needs to know about the student itself. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, to give the ideas and also the feeling and also the experiences that related to you regarding to these questions. Oh yeah, guys, if you don't know about the vocabularies, it's like last time there is penyakit tanaman. Yeah, you can use how to say. For example, uh, yeah, we need to know how to say penyakit tanaman, and you can continue again. Don't stop your speaking. Yeah, so we will help you together. Yeah,
Nggak boleh.
to put on the chat. Yeah, on the chat box regarding to the vocabularies that you don't know. Maybe all of you guys, you also can help us. It's not only me. I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, regarding to the vocabularies that related to your sectors, because economics, agriculture, or engineer, sometimes, yeah, there is jargon, yeah, that cannot be translated in different languages. Yeah, it's like for example, yeah, there is, I forgot how to say that. Yeah, it's like exit. Yeah, in economic things, exit is like when the investor has give you given you money, for example, and you are as a founder can be exit. Exit here as the positive thing because you have got the shareholders. Yeah, sometimes in the agricultural things will be translated in a different meaning. So that's why, please help me, guys. When there is a friends doesn't know about the vocabulary, so we can study together too. Well, next, yeah, I would like to invite you to one of the case, yeah, that happens right now. Yeah, one of them is in the traditional market. Yeah, we can take an example that is Tanah Abang, yeah, versus the FYP algorithm that sometimes people prefer to buy in the TikTok, Shopee, or the several marketplace, yeah, digital marketplace that make them thinks that it'll be cheaper than they need to go to the Tanah Abang itself. Yeah, these vendors are not only losing on price due to cross subsidize from the major platform, but they are also displaced by recommendation algorithms or the FYP. So this is the reasons why the several seller or vendors trying to get the FYP to increase the productivity of their products or the product. So that's why are starting to see the emergence of Chinese made AI avatars capable of connecting 24/7 non-stop live streaming selling in the influence Indonesia. So my question is, what happens today when the hospitality and bargaining skills of local vendors are divided by machines? Yeah. Could you imagine, guys, when you go to the market or traditional market, there's negotiation, there is conversations. So between the sellers and also the buyers have kind of the communication skills, yeah, that make them will get the positive thing from that. Yeah. So when the hospitality and bargaining skill of local vendors are divided by machines that manipulate or scrolling psychologists, is this market innovation? Is this market innovations or rather digital colonizations? Based on your opinion, anyone want to answer these questions? Yeah, I'd like to ask Tamara at first. Maybe you have any ideas? It's like the several years ago, you go to the market trying to do negotiation as the persons to get the price of the products cheaper than they offer you because in the transactions in the local market, and right now you lose that practice. You're only trying to see on the Shopee, wow, I will buy it using your for finger. I will buy, but there is no conversations and negotiation that lose that skills time by time. What do you think about that, guys? Or is this positive or negative impacts to us? Tamara, are you there?
Yes.
What do
Sorry,
you
what was the
yeah, what do you think?
question? Okay. In the hospitality and bargaining skills of local vendors are defeated by machines that manipulate our scrolling psychology. Um, I don't want to have negative thinking by saying it is digital colonization because as the customer we choose what fits us better, and for now also there are so many options to choose. Okay, when we go to market, they will show us hospitality and bargaining, but it's different um in each places, in each area. So, and also, as Gen Z, I would say I do not want to spend more time, even though I know the hospitality and bargaining, and I told you that I'm an extrovert at the first, but sometimes the hospitality and bargaining just takes time and takes so much um thing to do, because sometimes bargaining, when we don't lose them, we have to play, like act to make sure that they will erase the number or the price. We don't have that much time. That's why then sometimes I choose to go to online market, and um also I can compare the prices. So I usually will go with what I fit. Sometimes when I want to buy something, I will check it from offline store and then compare it to online store.
Okay.
But basically, I don't say it's digital colonization because it's the customer needs, it's the customer taste. Thank you.
Okay. Well, there are many aspects that is not all of them that is called by digital colonizations. One of them is how to save your times, yeah. That that's trying to make you will get the more productivity. One of the example. Thank you for the information from you. Yeah, I see your natural habitat. Wanted to give your ideas to regarding to these questions. You may have the floor.
Okay, thank you for your time. I believe that traditional market vendors are very limited by physical location. I'm And then it's also by the operating hours and then the high cost of renting a stall with very good foot traffic. And we know that, um, let's say that TikTok Shop and Shopee nowadays they've removed those barriers, which is um, because of the Chinese-made AI avatars, like very speaking fluently in Indonesian or other languages, that is very further reduce the cost. But also a vendor with no longer needs like to hire very charismatic live host or working for 24 hours shift. That's actually the pro argument that for this one in favor for the algorithm and AI avatars. But the FYP also what I believe it's not very natural tools to measure because it is designed to maximize platform revenue, if you guys know that. But they only favoring sellers who can afford the discount, high ad spend, or very high volume drop shipping models. Um, I know this because I was experienced before when I was living in other countries, then especially in China, and then this is what happened a lot in China. Um, but once traditional vendors are really gone, and then the platform really rise the prices. But we know that meanwhile, the AI avatars, like speaking like Indonesian or other languages, their bicycle is not local, and then they're very how could I say that one, synthetic, like these things very tax avoiding and then super unaccountable. So whether to say that what is it before, whether to say that this is a digital colonization, I personally think it is not a digital colonization. But what we know is actually um, it's very it's a the point is actually not just to like saying that one thing on one part is very doing colonization for that. I know that the rise of TikTok and other platforms, it's just they remove geographic barriers because we know that Indonesia is very islanders countries. But this is not about telling that one is superior, another one is inferior things, but because the physical markets provide relation depth and then distributed micro enterprises. And while digital platforms like very over like efficiency, scale, revenue, and one thing is very we really want is actually on availability. So I don't think that the real question is about that the superior or digital colonization, because the real question is not whether one will fully replace the other, but how policy, infrastructure, and then vendor adaptation will shape their coexistence or a slow displacement. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's not about digital colonizations, but how the vendors can adapt, yeah, with fast and technologies that happens today. Yeah, because when we're trying to prefer only is in traditional market, so it'll be limited. So it's not all of them is available in the traditional market itself. So that's why in these occasions, yeah, uh, market innovations are needed, yeah, to scale up, yeah, and also solve that limitation itself. I see Akmal also here raise his hand. You may have the floor, Sir Akmal.
Thank you. Let me give my opinion. Maybe for me, when we have a platform in e-commerce, we still need hospitality. For example, I have a florist on Instagram, and then I still need to answer all the questions from my customer, and then for every customer want to custom the flowers, they need to chat with us, consult with us, and then we need to give our opinion and then give a very proper answer to them. So if our answer is so kind, and then they will cozy with us, they will order from us. Thank you.
Well, wow, that's really interesting. Hospitality is also needed, yeah, because sometimes how to make the customer feel comfortable with us is one of the key factors how that business is succeed in the future. Yeah, consultations. Yeah, Sir Akmal, is it possible in the future I want to get the consultation also from you to give my beautiful girlfriend's flowers?
Sure, brother.
Okay, thank you. And also, I hope I can get a good price too. Mate.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah, that's negotiations. Yeah, so thank you so much for Mr. Akmal has given his statement regarding to these questions. So it's not only in this case, there are many cases also that happens. I'd like to take another local case. Yeah, how algorithms, yeah, doesn't give you a space to respond and also to give justifications regarding to what happens to you. One of the example, uh, as the several cases that happens in the online transportations like Grab, Gojek, and so on. So one of the massive example in Indonesia of how millions of informal sector workers are no longer led by humans, but by computer code. Yeah, one of the example. Yeah, millions of people depend on ride hailing applications such as Gojek, Grab, and Maxim for their livelihoods. Legally, they hold the status of partners, yet operationally they are managed and regulated like employees by the system, by their performance. For example, what happens? When they bring their customer, uh, and the customer doesn't like the riders, maybe the smell, because of the smell, because of his communications and others that make him given by 1 star only. You know what happens because of that? Of course it will be a trouble to the driver itself. But sometimes it happens not only because of the driver, but because the customer also, maybe, I don't know, because a different person become, because the different of customers, they're trying to give the 1 star because of, maybe, how to say, iseng, I don't know how to say that, that give uh, the riders a problem in the situations because his performance will be bad it because of that score. And it happens, driver cannot negotiate with a boss, order priorities, gather, or high frequencies versus anyep or stagnant accounts. They order, but there is no persons there. It always happens sometimes. And dynamic pricing that's often disadvantages the driver, and unilateral terminations. And because of that, they got suspension due to writing our customer reports. My question is it fair for a family's survival is like Gojek rider itself to be jeopardized today simply because an algorithm decided your their account deserve to be suspended without offering the same room for defense or appeal that a human manager would provide based on your assumptions. Maybe anyone? Maybe your natural habitat, maybe?
Oh yeah, sure. Is it fair for our family survival to be jeopardized today because just only because an algorithm decided your account? Okay, to answer this question, I'm gonna give it like very my personal experience.
Okay.
Like I used to live in another country for many years. Let's say it's China, and then in one country in China, I think it's back to the this platform rules and system. It's not just because that the system has really jeopardized people right now. Um, with this, I feel like I questioned a lot this thing before. Like, what about if someone was a parent who only a father who only worked for the family for the benefit of the family, and then suddenly just got cut off by the company just because once doesn't like the order of the driver or someone. I I was thinking that that's a very like an unreasonable question as answer for that. But the other way that I was thinking, like, what if does it change the system or make a new system, which is not only a customer could actually measure or giving a feedback for a customer, sorry, for a driver, but driver also giving a feedback for the customer after they having giving a feedback. That's happened before in other country in China. So not only a customer could really giving a 3 star or 4 star, but also the driver could give any feedback for the customer, because we know that, for example, that in the deep of night or middle of night, and then you get a customer and the customer was like drunk, and then because of you're only 1%, and then they're definitely like not really in good body or not in very probably drunk, and then he just passed out, and then you're the only one that could handle that because that is customer. And then what if the customer the driver could give also feedback for a customer, which is you need to be really make sure that everything your condition is good, and hold that when you actually order or booking a ride hailing car. So I think it's back again to the system that this is not only because that some system jeopardize another person's life. So what I really also want to point out today is actually um, if the platform like raise of fees or change a policy, like offenders depending solely on them lose income overnight, I think it's like physically foot traffic continues declining. So offenders without any digital presence also will lose income. So I would say that for to be good for due aspect and due aside, these things could be really think a lot about the policy that demand. So we could have like the 50-50 solution for these things. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's sort of interesting. Because yeah, we need to give 50-50 solutions. It's not only given to the customer only, but also need to be given to the rider. Yeah, that related with that. But sometimes, yeah, it's like what you see, what's happened there. Yeah, they have both uh, the food, for example, but there is no one's that will accept there. I can see that the face of the mother there when they got the anyep, yeah, anyep account, yeah, or stagnant account. So yeah, it will be sad sometimes. Yeah, Akmal, I see you there. Time is yours. Hello, Akmal, are you
Hello
there?
again. I want to give my personal opinion about
Okay.
this issue.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, it's audible. Time is
Okay.
yours.
Okay. I want to give my simple opinion about it. The problem is the applicator designed this job as a side job, but our
Okay.
people treat it as their main job. As a result, uh, many demands are coming from the driver, and then the applicator cannot accommodate our their demands. For me, that's the problem. Side job
Okay.
became my main job for them. Thank
Okay.
you.
Side job become more job for them, yeah. So yeah, sometimes yeah, it happens also to the several rider. Yeah, they put it as the side job. I also see your natural habitat also raise his hand. And also, once again, I would like to ask you also maybe your natural habitat. You can start the answer to by this several days ago. Yeah, the president of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, yeah, they declares in the Mind Day in the my day, yeah, to increase, I think more than 10%. Yeah, no, it's below 10%. Yeah, for the Gojek or the several right online transportations. Yeah, to get the profit from the rider. So do you think that is a good thing or no? By your assumptions, maybe you can have the floor first. Your natural habitat.
Okay. I just want to add things that I haven't mentioned before. That um, I tried not to be really a pro on that
Mm-hmm.
to the platform, which is or not pro to the drivers. I'm trying to know that being to really balance with the fake best observation. What I have read based on your question,
Mm-hmm.
and then your clue. I'm I think it's very there is an explanation about the status ambiguity with it's the root problem actually, which is drivers are legally say partners, but they
Mm-hmm.
operationally that say employee, which is
Yeah.
very
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's very questionable for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like checking on the internet that based on 2022 to 2025 that this online rating car company was classification as a central legal issue. I think neither side is fully right or wrong, but it's just the legal framework like simply hasn't caught up. This is by the media. That's exactly because when you say the partners, what does it mean a partners? That we need to know that specifically a partner because we had a contract, which is in Indonesia. There's two contracts. The first one is Indonesia, which is called PKWT and the PKWTT. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly we need to know what is what do you mean by that is a partners because operationally you say they are actually employee. That's very status ambiguity. And then the other one is actually what I know that was the algorithm isn't going away. That's back again to algorithm. Whether saying it fair or not, I think the algorithmic management is the operating system by only gig economy, which is what I believe that the question is not just which is algorithm versus human manager, but it's just whether, but it's rather about the what regulation and transparency requirement and appeal mechanism should govern algorithm decision. That is exactly the point. So my point in this case is actually uh, first is actually what I said before about the policy is slowly responding. That's the first one. Because back again to your question, I was you were talking me about is that the president was just recently going to maximize about 10%? Hasn't you said like that?
Yep. So yeah, so
Um,
they give more benefits, yeah, regarding to the percentage to the driver rather than the applicator itself.
okay. I was also checking by the internet about the policy is slowly running because what
Mm-hmm.
I've known that the government recently knows about a reduction in maximum commission from 20% to 8%. I think it's a very good presentation for that because what I have known before, I had a friend used to working before and become a partners
Mm-hmm.
by this ride hailing online company, which is they got the company, the platform takes about 25%, I think 30% of the commission by them. And then what I've known that via presidential regulation right now, they want to decrease until 10%. I think that's a very good idea. Even you could lower until 8% because increasing drive revenue, it's a share about 92%, right? If you just decreasing until 8%. So platforms will also be required to provide like accident and health insurance. So these things just recognize that the imbalance with that fully reclassifying drivers as an employee. So that's something the policy is now could be really. I really hope that the policy is now working, or it's just not just about paper and the white and black things. I really hope they could decrease until 8%, because when you are working in a company that your status um is not really legal, and then the
Mhm.
policy is not work on you, and then the third thing is the bonus system is not provide limited relief for you, and then the algorithm problem. So this is not just benefit for the company or the platform, but it's more just pro to the government also with the platform, because the government work with the platform, but meanwhile we as a partner, they say, although we actually people is working in his actually employee, so does get any benefit from that. Even they got benefit, but it's not as equal at what they actually has work with. That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So there's ambiguity regarding to the legal situations. Yeah. How called mitra or partnership between the applicator and also the rider also is one of uh, the key factors also that make the riders sometimes um, yeah, cannot be satisfied by their job in those situations. So yeah, maybe they'll become the homework for the several institutions or the company on interpretations company itself. Let's go to another case. It'll be the last case, yeah, for us. Yeah. So, guys, uh, if you read one of the articles this week, yeah, the governments wanted to build, yeah, one of the projects called by WTE, yeah, waste to energies. Yeah, they will take the several rubbish or waste from TPA, how to say TPA, yeah? That is the fencing of landfills from Jakarta, Bogor, and others, yeah, to be converted to energy. Yeah, but the problem is there are many traditional livelihoods also can be disturbed because of them. One of them is pemulung, we can say that in bahasa. So there are many jobs, yeah, that will be loose, yeah, it because of that transitions, which is that it's really good also to the society. But the question is, can clean energy truly be called clean if its production process impoverishes the very communities that have been manually managing our waste for decades? Okay, so what do you think about that, guys? Yeah, welcome to David Satya, Mukson, Bobby also that has joined to our discussions. Maybe you want to give your ideas. Maybe David, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm here. I'm here. I just
Okay.
joined. I have no idea what's going on at first, but yeah,
What do
I'm
you think?
learning.
Do you have any ideas regarding to these
So
questions?
it's just happened that I'm a mechanical engineer,
Yep.
right? And it comes to my head,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's one case. So when the people start making cars, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
actually close in, you know, comparison with when people start
Okay.
developing cars,
Okay.
right? So lots of industry, right? So like a transportation, or like for the context, for context, before the invention of either steam engine or any engine at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need horses for transportation, for factory, everything. So basically, it's powered by horses, everything.
Okay.
The moment James Watt made the steam engine, it pushes away horses from the factory uses, right? But at least how the horses are still employable
Yep.
in the aspect of transportation. Then someone make cars. Horses stop being employable at all, right?
Okay.
There's no need to have horses anyway, right? So within span of 1 or 2 decades, the whole infrastructure of horses that support horses in cities for transportation, everything is gone, right?
Okay.
We
Noted.
can actually ask the same question if it were to happen few years ago, right? Or let's say we put ourselves decades ago when it happens, 100 years ago, right? And we're being presented the same question, right? Is it ethical that we have this new technology called engines and it suddenly impoverish people who cannot afford cars but they have horses,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can breed horses. You cannot make new cars on your own, but you can breed horses, right?
Okay.
So in the short term, yes, it sounds unethical, right? It is unethical to some degree. You try to make people poor, but at the same time, right, the net benefit of actually adopting this new technology far outweighs the disadvantages, right? Because well, I mean, I'm not sure whether we call it advantages or not, right? But we really we do not have to deal with the horses excrement on daily basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did the last time of you actually say to spend time in the farms, right, or dealing with the animal excrement in a large quantities? I doubt that some of you actually deal with that, except this is the one handsome guy whose name is Akmal. He definitely know how nasty, yeah, animal excrement can be, especially in large quantities, especially if you have animals, horses everywhere, every corner of the street, right? Well, and or we can take into history into even longer period of history, right? Back in the Roman times, I do remember when I was a kid, I heard this story, right? That it amazes me, back in the Roman times and the Greek times, right? What's the main method of sailing, right? If you notice, ships of that time, they only have a single sail, and that's it, right?
Okay.
Most of their propulsion comes from oars, rows of oars, and then even their entire ship classification relies on how many oars, sides of oars on each side, right? So you have bieres, trieres, quadrireme, penteres, so many things, right? It's just
Right.
to note how many oars, right? The problem is that, after some centuries, right? It happened from 400 BC up until the times of Roman Empire, which is after the Octavian victory over I forgot who was that, Mark Antony or something. The ship barely changes its design, right? Why don't they actually use sail that much or oars? Because if they were trying to, you know, change the ship design overnight, right? They will make lots of people get unemployed suddenly. The oarsmen, everything.
Okay.
And the empire
Okay,
at that
David.
time decided, yeah, so I think you get the idea already,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got the ideas. Thank you, David. Yeah, so there are
Sorry,
many
but I
histories.
go to.
Yeah, that has been told by David last time that related to industrial revolutions that sacrifice many employee that trying to change something to become another things that touch many aspects in the human life and others. So it happens also with this question that related also with these questions. Of course, there is some aspects that will be sacrificed by that innovation itself. Thank you, David. That's really clear explanations regarding to the informations that you have given last time. Okay, Bobby, you may have the floor. Hello, Bobby. Are you there?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
So thank you for the chance. Uh, Actually, I have been thinking about this contradiction, and it troubles me more than I expected. The government call it clean energy, uh, burning waste to create electricity, but I wonder, clear for whom? I think it is not for the waste speakers, because I have seen them sorting through mountains of trash with their bare hands, because the very plastic that powers these incinerators is the same plastic that put foods on their tables. And then now we want to replace them with machines and fire, but we forget to ask them, what will you eat tomorrow? To me, clean energy that forgets human dignity is not clean at all. It is just a different kind of pollutions, one that poisons your sight instead of air. Thank you.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, yeah, so it's one of the different statement has been mentioned by Bobby. It makes our discussions and conversations will be more interesting. Yeah, clean energy that made by the dirty hands to make people lose their jobs and others. So yeah, it's not be called by clean energies. Yeah, because yeah, so I know you're feeling also as the persons that there is a humanity inside of that. Thank you, Mr. Mr. Bobby, with your statement. So for the three cases that we have told last time, there are pro and cons. Yeah, regarding which ones that we will be taken, yeah, in the reality world nowadays should be we pro to the efficiency or tech driven or pro the sustainability or goes to human centric situations. Yeah, that the core of the tension matrix has a difference. For example, yeah, we goes to the tech driven, there is the eliminate of human error entirely. While if we try to choose the sustainability or human centric in this situation, there are work provides crucial social structures, not only just the capital. Yeah. Regarding to the scalability, yeah, when we try to choose tech driven, there is mass production, radically lower prices for society. And if we choose the human centrics there is equity or blind efficiency creates extreme inequality and enriching only tech elite. Yeah. And when you have to choose, yeah, without stance in the middle of these tensions that make you have to choose in the left side or in the right side, which ways you want to go, everyone? There is Mukson there, maybe Muksons. Right or left when you have no other choice to stand in the middle. When you are as the boss, when you are as the leader in the company, you have opportunity to choose in the left or in the right based on your assumptions. Maybe Muson?
I can guess both of them, Kak.
When you are as a boss in the company, yeah, you need to get the profitability as the boss or the leader in the company. But you are still a human. You have a feelings. Which one do you prefer? In the left or in the right? Pro efficiency as using tech driven or in the right? Pro sustainability or and human centric? Which one do you prefer?
Yes, I think if I have responsibility to pursue the profitability only, I think yeah, in overall, I think the left as tech driven, I think that will be drive the revenue and profit the most. But then me as the CEO or the management, I will pick for the human centric the right side. Yeah, because I think the pro sustainability or overall sustainability efforts that we need to also consider within our environment now and over our technology development. I think also a lot of companies, industries, and also stakeholders are going to towards the sustainability consideration, yeah, rather than only for profitability or only for business sake. So I think the pro sustainability, even I'm thinking the profitability or the revenue will not be as higher as the left side, but I think uh, considering this now era of sustainability development and the ESG, environment, sustainability, and governance development that regulates or strongly advise that every development, every business, every industry need to consider the sustainability aspect of their business. So they need to consider their impact to human life, to environment, to society, and whether their business or the development will have any risk, and how can they mitigate those risks so that their business can be sustainable in the long term.
Okay. Well,
I think that's my answer, Kak.
okay, thank you, Mr. Muson. In the left side, yeah, will be the prioritize for the Mr. Muxon when he becomes a leader or CEOs in the companies, because the purpose is profitability in its efficiencies, yeah, to go with him in the situations, yeah. Maybe uh Mr. Unger, perhaps, do you have any ideas? When you are as the CEO or leaders, that makes you have to choose in the left side or in the right side when you run the companies. Yeah, it's like which one you prefer between robot or human? Yeah, to run your business to get more margin and profitabilities, while you also have a feelings, yeah, to open many job vacancies to the societies. Which one do you prefer? Maybe Mr. Ranga? Oh, Saranga has gone. Maybe Mr. Sunshine?
Hello, am I audible?
Yep, it's audible.
Okay, I think I would choose the system which can help me to double or triple the profit as fast as possible, regardless of whether it is more tech driven or human center. Because, for example, if it is like tech driven, means that I need to have like a huge amounts of capital um that is required to have the high end technologies to be more efficient in producing or generating the products that I'd like to create and market to the people, right? So I like to see more from the SWOT analysis first, like the overall conditions of the domestic the markets, um, uh, whether or not it is actually uh, more profitable to rely on the technology or people, because for example, even to look at the middle, I mean, it's like how we can balance the usage of technology as well as people. It requires us to a more in-depth strategy. For example, like we've been having progressing toward the usage of AI automation, right? So I think it's been more fascinating to adopt people or to hire people with more capability to operate these kinds of high-end technology, as how they can engineer more efficient, and it's definitely require a big cost at that point, right? So only by characterizing very well the atmosphere of the people, especially not only the domestic level but also the geopolitical tension, we need to understand first how we can have a forward looking how the situations globally, because we need to probably short-term thinking is in the opinions of Mr. Bobby, I don't know, it's like the most reliable businessman in Indonesia, Mr. Bobby. I think you don't have to think too long, just do it, right? But I think we need to how to say balance or center the short term and also long term, because at the end of the day, if we only focus on the short-term gain, short-term focus, I think at the end of the day, we're going to be stopped or we cannot maintain the sustainability of our company, because we are become that we are becoming that vulnerable toward any shocks, right? Especially today, we have shocks in energy, which definitely bring domino effects toward the food and food shocks or etc. And it's definitely change the way we see the purchasing power of the people themselves, right? So regarding this, the core tensions must maximizing or maximizing or optimizing or leveraging the offer condition. We need to act more carefully, monitoring the market, which one that can so fast in producing or generating profit as high as possible. And only by then, only by having such accumulated strategy, we can think about how to say, it's like something that is done for the sake of people, populist populist action. So for example, in the very beginning, I would be relying on the technology based or technology driven, but after accumulating certain levels of the profits, I would think on how to involve more people so that it will have like more humanity values, more economic impact, especially toward locals. I think that's my two cents. Back to you, Mr. Indre.
Okay. Well, it's really interesting. Start by tech driven first, that get the margins, that get the more profitabilities, and afterwards start to thinking about the humans centric. So it's kind of the opinions that's given by Sunshines. But I can conclude that from the two speakers that has spoken last time, they prefer to choose tech driven as the first because profitability and efficiency is there. Uh, Sorry, Mr. Bobby. Let's. Can I go to another questions? Yeah, because we don't have much time in these questions. Maybe you can answer for the next
Sure,
questions.
sure. You can, sir.
Okay. So it goes to uh, the back of that question itself. What jobs are entirely robot proofs? Yeah, that it cannot be changed by the robots. What the uniquely human traits make them untouchable by a robot, by the AI, by the kind of the technologies that we can see nowadays? Maybe you have any ideas of that? Maybe Mr. Bobby?
Let me think first.
Okay. So we're waiting. And how about another participants? You have, or David maybe, Mungson, Tamara, your natural habitat,
Yeah,
Mungson.
can I answer to that, Kak?
Okay, yeah, Mr. Mungson.
Yeah, so the question is, what jobs are entirely robot proof?
Yep.
Mm, yeah, I think that will be kind of job that requires human interaction and human psychological interaction. So, for instance, like psychologist, psychiatrist, and medical doctor, nurse. I think that kind of job that requires really intense human interaction, psychological connections. I think that will be kind of job that's very difficult to be replaced by robot or automation. Uh, in
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay. Before I ask you to give your ideas regarding to what jobs are entirely robot proof, is there any response by another participants that has been mentioned by Mr. Mukson last time? If psychologist or psychiatrist is one of the jobs that's called by robot proof? Yeah, respond first, and after that, it can go to your answer choice. Yeah, maybe Tamara. Time is yours.
So answer only, not with explanation, isn't it?
Yeah, do you agree if psychiatrist or psychologist is jobs that entirely robot proofs that has been mentioned by Mr. Mutson?
Yeah, I agree.
You
100%
agree?
agree.
Okay.
But can I answer this also? What
Yep, you can
jobs
go
are
to your
entirely
answer.
robot proof? Okay, my answer is mother, not only the profession as a
Mother,
mother.
Swiss
Yes.
profession.
Yeah, for me it's a profession. But not only people that has a child, but mothering, the sense of mother
Okay, got it.
is also
It's like
cannot
babysitter,
change by
yeah?
robot proof. Not like babysitter, it's like mothering. Well, part of, but not all. It's
Do you
like
think that babysitter is also mothering?
not at all, but a girlfriend that always teach you to be better is mothering. So that's also cannot robot proof.
Girlfriends that teach you the weather is mothering. Interesting.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Tamara. So let's go to your natural habitat.
Well, that the preface answer, I think it's very interesting. Of course, mother cannot be really replaced by AI and robots. Um, well, my answer could be, I think I'm more focused on things trait that cannot that robot cannot really untouchable by human. I will say that a lot jobs, that person could say that psychiatrics and then mother. I would say that like firefighter could be, of course, firefighters. And then emergency surgeon. That's a lot, I think. But my key points on this to answer this question is actually that robots, yeah, that what uniquely human traits make this job untouchable, it's actually genuine empathy. We know that you guys know that Siri always say that, sorry, I understand you're sad. Always AI saying this word, but does it mean that they very feel vulnerable in this? Of course not. um Robert could really simulate empathy with saying those words, but the knowledge that the person has also like suffer, bled, or cried, that cannot be fake by robot. And then the other one is actually the moral responsibility. When, for example, that I would say that when someone could, a judge sentence someone into prison, or a doctor who loses a patient on a table, someone carries the weight, and then society like they demands a person, for example, to blame, to forgive, to honor. That robots or AI or algorithm cannot be held morally accountable. That exactly. So genuine empathy and moral responsibility, this thing is very untouchable by the robots, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the jobs that relates to empathy is the jobs that cannot be changed by the robots. Yeah. So so this is one of the statement from our friends last times. Okay, thank you guys. So let's go to another questions because we have no much time. Okay. So it's talking about the ultimate dilemma. If tomorrow a robot prove it can do your exact job 100% better, faster, and cheaper, do you deserve to keep your salary simply because of your dignity as human being? So what is your answer? So before I go to Tamara and also your natural habitat that raise your hands, I'd like to ask David first. David, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay. So how your answer about these questions?
If tomorrow a robot proves it can do your exact job 100% better, faster, and cheaper, do you deserve to keep your salary simply because of your dignity as human being? No.
Why?
I don't have value anymore. Right. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I mean, I actually can say it, if you're better than me in engineering, I will lose my salary. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Right. So I have to find another job where I can have value.
Okay.
Right. And honestly, like the dignity, like I'm not sure how to put it this way. Like, if I cannot have value to you, why should you either do either something either if I cannot give you something, why you should give me something, right? Right.
So you go and
I just go.
find another skills.
Yeah. Or here's the thing: either I adapt, or I'm not at all, right? Or I move, right?
Adapt to decrease your salaries, do you mean?
Not exactly decrease, I just have to do something that is not necessarily my old job, right? If I fail to do that, then I just leave.
Okay,
Right.
you just leave, yeah?
Yeah, just leave. It's like the old times, like basically it's not necessarily hypothetical anymore for me, like it's already within decades of engineering life that you always have new tools who will do better than you, right? For example, like as simple as a finite element analysis, right? In which you calculate the stress of a material, right? You can do that. Yes, that's fine, right? But that will take you like weeks, months, and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
suddenly someone decided that, oh yeah, I can make a program that it calculated for it within a few weeks, Why should I pay you
Okay.
to do the calculations, right?
Okay.
It saves me either weeks and hours, right? But
All
the
right.
reason, like
Okay.
some people still get a job even after those is that they know, right, what those numbers represent, right? You can set up something for a simulation and it will always be correct with that parameter. But to set the parameter, you need to know what you're doing, right? And that's why those people still have a job. Those people adapt to the new tools at hand, right? So if they stick to the same old method that they do, then of course they will be kicked out by new technologies. It's easy, right? So if they want to survive, just adapt, right? Adapt or get out or get something new. If they want to still be in the same field, then adapt. It's as cold as it sounds, right? It's already a reality, right? For decades already. And if it's being AI is no different, right? It's nothing new, right? It's all like in the Japanese saying that there's nothing new under the sky, right? There's nothing new. Everything is just a repetition of old stuff, right? Just different player, different thing happening.
Okay. Well, thank you, David. That'll be interesting answer from you. So let's go to another speaker, Bobby. How will you do?
Yeah,
Bobby?
okay, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I do not think I deserve my salary just because I'm a human. I think dignity is not a coupon for payment.
Okay.
Yes, if the only value I add is my heartbeat, then I'm asking the world to pay me for existing. And I think that feels wrong to me. And uh, there, I think there is a crack in the questions. Can a robot really do my exact job? Because I think my job is not just delivering lessons. My job is showing up, being unreliable in human ways. I'm also tired some days, overly excited others, and sometimes wrong, sometimes forgiving. And yeah, my job is building relationship where uh, students trust me enough to say, and I don't blame them. And I think if a robot can fake that so perfectly that no one can tell the difference, then maybe the robot has earned the salary. And maybe I need to find a new way to be useful.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's
So
interesting.
yeah.
So I underline your sentence. Salaries is not part of dignity. That's interesting. Even though in my office, I hear my friends have the high salaries than me, while his job is little than me. So I little bit lose my dignity because of that. But everyone has a different ways, yeah, to enjoy that life because of the situation. I really appreciate that statement. Maybe I can learn with you with that statement. So
Sure.
I see last time there was someone that raised their hands. Tamara, did you raise your hand last time? No?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Ah,
I did.
you want to say something?
Mm, yeah. Regarding this, if tomorrow a robot proves it can do your exact job 100%, there's no exact job. I mean, connection between human empathy, that's something you cannot push AI to do because they cannot do. Even if you ask ChatGPT to cry or shout, they cannot do that. As
I
simple
will
as
ask
that.
to give it after this.
Yes, please do. Please check. They cannot shout, they cannot cry, they even cannot laugh to you. They cannot give you a reaction. Um that's something we need in our life validation, okay? So I'm not I'm not pushing people to be as liquor, but in the job, I believe that interaction between people and also trust built by validation as well. So I I will say maybe if AI change me as a teacher, they can go through the knowledge, but they cannot go through the reaction I give to my students, the connections I have with the colleagues and everything. So regarding this, I believe that AI will help me for improving the techniques, but for connection and the people or the characters cannot be changed by AI or robot or so on technology. Thank you.
Okay, what a tough girl. Yeah. It's still trying to push that you still have a value. Yeah. The situations that make wonderful
Yes.
collaborations between feeling and also artificial intelligence as the teacher in the situation. So that's why you still keep on your dignity that you don't want to be uh what salaries cannot be decreases because of there's a robot behind that.
Yeah, and to add on that, basically, I'm now switching my career to something different, or I call it as 9 to 5 girls in the big job. And I would say that this AI helps me a lot, but they still hire me with high salary. Why? Because even though AI can do much, they still need people to validate the data, and I am there. So
Okay.
so the dignity goes in your trust in yourself.
Okay. Well, interesting. Thank you for your answer, Tamara. Let's go for now. Because actually there are the several questions also that related with that. So the thing that we talked last time that's related with industrial revolution 4.0. Yeah. So right now we trying to work to industrial 5.0. Anyone want to give the explanations based on your assumptions? What is the definition of industrial 5.0 itself? Anyone? What is the difference between industrial 4.0 and also industrial revolution 5.0 based on your assumptions?
This one.
Oh, yep, Mr. Sunshine, still
Uh,
shiny, shine family.
okay, 10 minutes left, yeah?
Yep.
Just 2 minutes. Okay. Mm, uh, I think the transition would definitely take some time to progress, to proceed to the industry 5.0. Um, in the, if I'm not mistaken, in the economic cycle, there have been a shifting between the agriculture-based economies toward um, uh, industrializations, and afterward is the service-based economy. So service-based economy basically like serving for the industry 4.0 into 5.0, where we focus on providing services, for example, like Gojek or financings like Flip and so on. Um, but I think this will be smashing the developing countries, the emerging markets, because it is not easy for them to keep thriving with the uncertainty we have right now. More importantly, it depends on the strong political will of the governments how to uh, bring a better governance system, a cleaner systems that can help reducing the level of not only corruptions but also the poverty and the unemployment. Um, I think human-centric technology will only be obtained after we completely vanish with, for example, digitalizations that actually belongs to Industry 4.0, as well as how uh, the widespread usage of digitalizations that people becoming more aware of how to produce and to act more efficiently, because the moment they act toward this kinds of awareness, they will have a huge sense toward the equilibrium between the economic and also the environments. I think the to increase the demand, people should have like more outward looking, like how it will impact several years in the future, some generations in the future. This is to create demand that will be more sustainable, because if we only put like short-term gain, probably it can make us rich, but the situations, the ecosystem of our environment is like severely damaged and it's hard to restore it. And it is therefore people should be more understanding, especially the government, how to improve, especially the human resources. We need to provide, facilitate the most reliable human resources by providing them with study accessibility toward a better, more quality education, for example, abroad, and how to still empower their talent, skills, academic that they have obtained in the overseas, while also cooperating and looking forward to technological transfer with some countries, some advanced countries, for example, that have been successful in the projects. I think that's my comment, Mr. Martian. Back to you.
Okay. Well, so to conclude that, yeah, Industrial 5.0 is like a human-centric industrial approach focusing on the collaborations between humans and also machines to enhance sustainability and resilience. So it means between innovations or technologies, they're hand to hand with the humans, how to get the balancing, yeah, uh, the balancing each other on the situation, so they get the efficiencies while they put the humanity in the situation. So it's the reason that it's called by Industrial 5.0, balance machine or robots with human. But the question is still in the pessimistic ways. Transitioning to Industry 5.0, is this a realistic blueprint for our economy or a naive utopia based on your assumptions? Anyone? Maybe Mukson, maybe? Do you believe that between technologies or robots they can hand to hand together with the humans, or is only a naive utopia based on your assumptions?
Yeah, I think with the growing concern of sustainability in the industry and the concern from stakeholders regarding the sustainability over the profitability, I think that will the answer to this question will back to the environment, the community, and also the government who who sets the regulation regarding uh, the industry itself. So I think for in Indonesia, it is still still a lot of effort by the government, by the private sectors, by the NGO to support the development of Industrial 5.0 so that the industrial economic development not only rely to profitability and revenue only, but also to make the sustainability and uh, uphold the responsibility towards environment, community, and also to have a long range plan towards their development.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Murksons. It's still possible. Yeah, it's still possible. But we still need time, yeah, and effort to reach it. It's not instant. It's not instant. So it's kind of the statement that has been given by Mr. Murksons. Yeah, because we don't have much time. Let's go to another questions. So to reach that kind of targets, yeah, what skill will you prepare to survive in Industrial 5.0, where humans and technologies work together to create a productivity based on your assumptions. Maybe Tamara, are you there? Or is there any kind of participants that want to voice your ideas? Okay, Tamara, I see you're on medium microphone. Time is yours.
Yeah, I'm here. Um, First of all, I am preparing myself to use kind of AI because currently there's so many types of AI. Okay, and I am not only focusing on one types of technology, not only focusing on one application or one websites. Um, trying how to follow and keep up with the news regarding everything because AI is just a tool. We have to use it properly to improve ourselves also. So what I want to emphasize here is I am using it as the tool to improve myself. And other than that, I'm trying to try many things. Again, even though my basic is education, but now I'm trying new things, which includes data analyst, business, managerial things, and those good things I do to prepare myself for the future because in industry 5.0 work together important, but create productivity meaning that you also need to do things efficiently. So I am preparing those things, and mostly people will say it like um, head up to head investment. So not focusing on only what I can do, but trying new things. Kind of like
Okay.
that.
Okay, AI tools is one of ways, yeah, to face the industrial 5.0 based on Tamara assumptions. How to make between humans and also technologies or robots can gather together, yeah, to face the new era uh of what we see nowadays. For the last, but it's not least, because it has been 10 p.m., please give us the conclusions regarding to this topic. Anyone want to give the conclusions? David, maybe you want to give a conclusions?
I joined in late. I joined in the discussion quite late, So basically, I am not,
Okay.
I haven't followed enough to make conclusion.
Okay. Yeah, no matter. Maybe Mr. Sunshine, maybe? What is the conclusions? Yeah, so because of anyone want to give the conclusions before I wrap up also these
Why not?
discussions?
Why not?
Okay, time is yours, Mr. Sunshine.
I think the conclusion is we need to increase um, we need to increase the quality of the most needed capital, which is the human resources. So the governments need to um, manifest the most prioritized programs. Like they need to monitor, evaluate, so that they can prioritize scholarship for the educations or increase the education welfare for the teachers and so on, as well as bringing a more advanced technology to accelerate the transitions toward green economy and also green technology or green energy as well. And it is therefore it is no longer utopia to think that reaching the golden Indonesians in 2045 is something that is quite realistic to achieve. Back to you.
Okay. Well, yes, I do agree. Yeah, everything start by disruptions. Start for industrial revolutions 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. Every era has disruptions. It because every what how to say that, I forgot. There is one of the motto. Yeah, the only constant in life is change. Ya, sesuatu yang selalu menetap dan tetap sama adalah perubahan. So the only constant in life is change. So everything that need adaptations in every era, every situation, every places and others. So is the key. Yeah, it's like what happens today. We are in the industrial 4.0. So we would like to start Industrial Revolution 5.0, but we need still to prepare. What? What kind of thing that we need to prepare? Yeah, the skill itself. Yeah, start by knowing the AI tools, start by knowing the new technologies and innovations. I suppose that, yeah, we will still survive, yeah, in this era or in these revolutions. So that's all for our topic for today. Thank you so much, guys, for coming for discussions. But before we close our discussion, so I'd like to invite you to take a picture first. It's okay if you don't mind. Yeah, you can open your camera, but yeah, if you still cannot open your camera, so it's not a big problem too. Okay, thank you, Bobby. Maybe David, maybe Tamara, maybe Muxons. Yeah, you can open your camera.
Sorry, I'm not ready.
Okay,
Cannot
no
open my
worries, no
camera.
worries, no worries.
But nice to see Mr. David there. Hello, Mr. David.
Yeah, so
Okay, wait.
basically Indre kidnapped me from, workplace, and then put on the group.
Okay,
Just happened we share the same desk.
okay. Well, let's take a picture. Yeah, I also want to sleep actually. Okay, slide 1, 3, 2, 1, go. Slide 2. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for having nice discussions today. I hope you really enjoy with our discussions. Yeah, so because this platform is used for studying together. Thank you so much, and see you for the next weekend with another topic to
Ota
improve our
discussion.
English. Okay. Hell, Ota.
Yesterday,
Yesterday you said
we
tomorrow. Bye
say
bye.
tomorrow.
Have a good
Bye bye,
day. Have a
everyone.
good Monday for
Have a good
tomorrow.
day. Thank you
Bye.
so much, Mr.
Thank
Marshan.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
everyone.